Hello, my name is Samantha Brown, and today we are going to be talking about non-Windows forensics for Mac. In today's lecture, we will be talking about why exactly Mac programs are becoming more popular in forensics. We will also talk about the different programs that are offered for Mac, what they are used for, and who can use them. Also, we will be talking about which programs you shouldn't use now, since it is 2013 and programs do get outdated. We will briefly discuss what FTK is, and finally, we will compare Windows and Mac programs to see which is better for you. So why exactly are Mac forensics more prevalent? Throughout the year, in HPR 108, we learned everything about computer forensics on Windows-based computers. This is because Windows was and is more common, and all programs work on Windows. So why exactly should we introduce forensic tools for Macs? The reason is because Macs have become more popular. Many people have at least one, if not more, Macs in their home. Macs are better advertised and have a better reputation to most people. And because of this, the usage of Macs has increased greatly. As it is seen on the graph, every year the amount of Macs sold gets greater and greater. So now more people have Macs, which means greater chance of crime on Macs. Macs are more prevalent in this society, so new forensic tools need to be made to keep up with that. The first place to get Mac-based forensic tools is called Black Bag Technologies. Black Bag Technologies partners with a number of leading consulting firms and offers select clients investigative consulting services. They work and sell their products on a private sector and government level. They also partner with a number of federal, state, and local law enforcements. They understand that there is a growing number of incidents that involve Mac, iPhone, and iPad devices, which require the unique skill that they provide in their software. They specifically make programs to run on Mac OS X and iOS, which are your iPhone, iPad, and iPods. So what programs do they exactly offer? The first program they offer is called Blacklight 2013. Blacklight is a multi-platform forensic analysis tool that analyzes digital forensic media. It works and is used on computers, iPhone, iPad, and iPod Touch. It takes essentially a picture of the suspect's hard drive so computer forensic investigators can analyze all of the data. It shows recent usage history, acquires logical iOS device data, and searches messaging apps such as iChat, SMS, etc. This software relates to a software used on Windows-based computers called FTK Imager. We will discuss that more in one of the future slides. This program is sold at a private sector or government level. It can be found through the website located on the previous slide and looks like this. As we can see here, this is the website where you can see exactly what Blacklight is and where you can buy it. It is hosted off of Black Bag Technologies' main website and provides everything you need to know about Blacklight. Here is all the information that describes what exactly Blacklight is, and if you scroll down, you can see all of the features of Blacklight. Also, if you come over here and click on pricing, you can see all of the pricing for private sector, for initial and renewal, and for government, initial and renewal. The next program from Black Bag Technologies is Macquisition. This program is made specially for Mac OS X, so it doesn't image an iPhone, iPad, or iPod Touch. It is a 3-in-1 live data acquisition, targets data collection, and forensic imaging solution. It works on over 185 different Mac computer models. It captures live data in real time, such as internet, chat, and multimedia files. It also authenticates collected data using any or all MD5, SHA-1, or SHA-256 hash functions. It has been used by experienced Mac forensic examiners for over 7 years and is sold and used on a private sector and government level. Since it is part of Black Bag, its website is also hosted from Black Bag's main website. The third and final program from Black Bag is called SoftBlock. SoftBlock is a software-based forensic write-blocking tool. It is made specifically for Mac OS X, so it doesn't work with any other operating system. It quickly identifies newly attached hardware devices and mounts the device with read-only or read-write permissions according to user preference. This program allows investigators to put a block on a hard drive they are going to look at so no data is changed. We learned in HPR 108 that just the act of turning on a computer can change metadata on a hard drive. This will greatly hurt an investigation, so this tool is greatly needed. It is built for large-scale digital forensics labs and individual forensic practitioners. It allows you to safely preview data on an examiner's analysis machine. Also, it is sold on a private sector and government level. This program compares to the Windows program called SafeBlock XP. To learn more about that, make sure to check out my website found at the end of this lecture and in the description box below. Lastly, this program's website is hosted the same way from Black Bag's main website and shows what this program is, its features, and its prices. Another place to find useful forensic tools is called Mac Marshal. Mac Marshal has two programs that extract forensic evidence from Mac OS X systems, letting you conduct your investigations faster and more thoroughly. It can detect virtual machine images, which is something that we worked with in class in HPR 108. You can then run a number of different tools to extract Mac OS X specific forensic evidence within by the operating system and common applications. It follows best forensic practices and maintains a detailed log file of all activities it performs. These programs run on both Mac OS X and Windows, which is different from Black Bag's programs. Mac Marshal's website can be found here and looks like this. This is Mac Marshal's website, and this is where you can find all of the information about Mac Marshal. Over here under products, you can find both of Mac Marshal's products that it offers, which we will discuss in the next two slides. And also over here, if you click on purchase, you can learn how to purchase Mac Marshal. But if you go back to its home page, you can look down here at its latest releases and see that Mac Marshal Forensic Edition was released November 2011 and Mac Marshal Field Edition was released November 2011. When looking at programs and if you should use it or not, the first one thing to look at is what year this program was released, because technology is changing all the time, so we need to make sure that our tools that we use are up to date with our technology. 2011 is a good year because that is close to 2013, but something like, say, from 2004, that wouldn't be something good to use because that most likely is not up to date with our technology from 2013. But anyway, this is Mac Marshal's website, and this is where you can find all of its information. The first program offered by Mac Marshal is called Mac Marshal Forensic Edition. It is offered on Mac OS X, and it analyzes Mail, Safari, iChat, and Address Book. It conducts rapid searches using Spotlight file metadata. This program can also list every iPod and iPhone that has been connected to the computer itself. This program detects virtual machines and supports DD, ENCASE, FTK, AFF, and Apple disk images, which is beneficial because you need all of those in a forensic investigation. This program can run on Windows, and one of its new features that is very beneficial, especially since things can be stored in the cloud now, is that it can run an analysis of iCloud. Lastly, to work this, you need to be certified. This here is what its website looks like underneath Mac Marshal's main website. This part of Mac Marshal's website is Mac Marshal Forensic Edition section. It was found under Products, and click on Mac Marshal Forensic Edition. This lists all of the features of this program, new features, requirements, and screenshots of the program working itself. Those are all found here, and while we are here, we will look at the Mac Marshal Field Edition, which will be explained in the next slide. But here, under Mac Marshal's main website, if you click on Products and Mac Marshal Field Edition, you will find Mac Marshal Field Edition's website. You can find its additional features along with its features, its requirements, and its screenshots along with it. The last program that Mac Marshal offers is Mac Marshal Field Edition. This runs on Mac OS X 10.4 through 10.7 and is available on a USB drive, which means it requires no installation to run. This is like Black Bag's program SoftBlock, and where it comes on a USB drive. This program gets physical memory acquisition and live state acquisition, and you need to be certified to use it. When it comes time to figuring out which forensic tool you should use for your Mac or not, you need to consider the following. You need to consider the program that you want to use. You have to make sure that it is a Mac program or that it's compatible with Mac, because not all Windows programs work with Mac. Most Mac programs work with Windows, but it's not the same way around, so make sure you do your research on your program first. Another thing to consider when picking out a program is the year that the program was made. If you find a program that dates very far back, for example, to 2004, you most likely do not want to use that program because as the years progress, our technology progresses. So you need programs that will keep up with our technology. Being that it is 2013, technology from 2004 is definitely not as advanced as it is now. So anything dating way back to then, definitely before it, maybe a little bit after it, you want to stay away from. Anything close to 2013 or made in 2013 is the best to use. The last program I'm going to briefly discuss is FDK Imager. FDK Imager is a Windows-based program, and what FDK Imager does is it scans a hard drive. So on scene, a forensic investigator will scan the hard drive of the suspect's computer with FDK Imager. This will save an image of a hard disk, calculate MD5 hash, and will result with a DD raw image. This allows the forensic investigator to analyze this hard drive and find any evidence that he can using FDK. Since FDK is a Windows-based program, Mac forensics doesn't really work with FDK, so there needs to be a program to work with it. Black Bag offers a program called Blacklight 2013, which was discussed in one of the previous slides. FDK and Blacklight are very similar in how they work. They both do pretty much the same exact things, but Blacklight works on a Mac. This first picture here shows what FDK Imager looks like. You can see on the left is all the files, and on the right here you can find everything on how to filter out all the evidence, what an investigator would do, and then all of his information that he found down here. This next slide is what Blacklight looks like. Pretty much looks like the same exact thing. You find the files on the left, all your filters up here, over here, and this is all of the information that came out of your filters. So in the end, Blacklight and FDK are the same things, but if you're working with a Mac, you really want to go towards Blacklight because FDK will not work with your Mac. So an analysis of all this information is that Mac tools are needed. As technology progresses and OS systems progress, especially OS X, which is the Mac operating system, you need tools that can work with that, so forensic investigators can work with Macs. They need to be updated frequently so you can keep up to date with the most recent changes in the operating systems. These Mac tools will make the lives of investigators easier, they will help more, and most Windows tools don't work with Mac in general, so you need a Mac tool because crime isn't just committed on Windows computers, they're also committed on Mac computers. So these tools are needed since there's a rising number in Macs bought. And as we learned in class, yes, a Mac computer can have two different operating systems. It can have the Mac OS X and it can have Windows. But just because it can have Windows on it doesn't mean that the OS system for a Mac, the OS X, can be ignored. You need to address that also. So you really need, in the end, to have programs that work with this OS X system. So to summarize this lecture, what we talked about today was why Mac forensic tools are needed, why they are important now, why they are more prevalent. We talked about Black Bag Technologies and Mac Marshall Technologies and all their programs that they offer. We also talked about what not to use for Mac forensics and what to use. Also, we talked briefly about FDK and how that relates to Mac forensics and how it relates to Blacklight 2013. And lastly, we gave an analysis of why Mac tools are important now and how good these tools need to be. Thank you for listening to my lecture on Mac computer forensics. My name is Samantha Brown, and make sure to check out my website here at this URL for more information on Mac computer forensics and for more of this information that was on this presentation, more in depth and more explanation as to why Mac forensics is important today. If you click on this, if you go to this website and follow it, you'll find my website, Mac Computer Forensics, here at this URL, and you can see that this whole website is about Mac Computer Forensics in itself, and it brings you to the home page, and as you can see here on the left, there are many different tabs as to what Mac Computer Forensics is and what it entails. You can find more information from my PowerPoint in here, stuff that's more in depth, like if you come to Mac Forensic Tools right here on the left and click on that, you will find all the tools that we talked about today in today's lecture. You will find Black Bag Technology and all of its programs as you scroll down, and as you scroll down more, you'll find Mac Marshall and all of its programs. As you come back up to the top, you can find other things. You can find Introduction to Mac Computer Forensics, criteria on how you should compare and contrast, FDK Imager, a little bit more about that, and more about SafeBlock XP, which works along with FDK Imager. You can learn how to compare and contrast and an analysis, more contact info, and some extras that you guys can check out for yourselves. Once again, my name is Samantha Brown. Make sure to check out my website, and thank you for watching.